365 Days of Horsemanship, day 115. Kind of a day of two halves, really. The work that I did with the horses, I feel good about. I just myself am like, sorry, I don't know what's happening. There you go. I am just myself, like, not in a super place. I'm just really tired, really. I've got like a ton of stuff to do, and I did a 12-hour shift today, and I think definitely today I just felt frustrated that I didn't feel like I had more time and more energy. But that's definitely something that I beat myself up on, and I think I just have to accept that I feel that way and try to just move past it, because it's not, helpful or like really even reasonable. I'm doing the best that I can, and that's all anyone can do. But I came up today and I went to see Mija, which was actually nice, went well. I think they're a bit hungry where they are. Obviously there's not much on the ground at the moment because it's been so hot. And so she was more interested in me than she usually would be, and she came up to me right by the fence, and that was nice. So I was able to sort of greet her straight away, which is always a lovely feeling, although I had this feeling that it wasn't really freedom based. She wants something, she wants me to give her more food, and so I just kind of gave her a little scratch, tried to walk past, tried not to stay too long. So I'd give her a little scratch and then leave before it was a bad feeling, or leave whenever something happened that I didn't like. And it was just leaving and coming back, so just coming into supportive leadership, walking around, and then coming back again. And then after a couple of minutes of that, she went back to the grass, and so I started my walking. I didn't get any focus changes from her today when I walked up to her like I did yesterday, but I did managed to walk for long enough that she then went over and sniffed the salt lick on the floor and had a little lick of that. So that was a nice environment change. She was smelling that, so it's a learning focus. And to be honest, I think at this point it's I'm just happy to reward anything that isn't eating the grass. I'm happy to flow with anything that's not her eating the grass. Because I think I just want her to feel like it's comfortable to do other things, just to kind of reduce her reliance on that as a way to feel good. So I did that. Started walking again, and then there were a couple of times she looked up at me and I was able to be in flow with her, but again it was this feeling that I noticed yesterday, that where I can't stay there very long before she moves me, even if I get a couple of steps. And I tried to work out how many breaths it should be before I leave, and I actually realized that it's it's 2 at best. It's 1 breath of flow, and then she's already trying to move the position, and then it's then I need to get moving, and sometimes I get a breath and a half or 2 breaths, but sometimes I think on 2 breaths it's almost I'm too late, which feels wild, because I just feel how is she getting any comfort? But there's a level in which I do think that that's quite she doesn't really get any comfort. That's why she eats all the time. And so maybe I just need to, rather than trying to force her to be there for longer by staying there for longer and staying too late, I just need to accept it for what it is. Think, oh, that's interesting that I'm seeing that, and run with it, I think. So I think I'm going to try tomorrow when I come back. I'm going to be doing the same thing again. I'm just really trying to commit to this with her. Because so far, it does seem to be going well. I haven't walked for 45 minutes yet. And it's weird. It's almost it's one of those things where it's once you let the mindset go and you really commit to that being the thing you got to do, this really difficult thing, suddenly you do it and you've got the intention, the right mindset, and it comes really easy. It's not the first time it's happened to me in my life. It may not come through. It may be that it's just at the moment she's more motivated to be interested in me for whatever reason. And over the next few days that will change, and the time I'll need to walk with her will get longer. But for now, it seems to be going quite well. So I'm just going to come back again tomorrow. And I think the goal tomorrow is going to be to just find those moments of flow, stay for one breath and leave again, even if it's not got bad, just so that I can leave before it's getting bad, so I'm still leaving when it feels good. Yeah, just to not push her into concern. So yeah, so it's good. It feels good, I think, to have been to Elsa's and to trust the process. Seeing Elsa talk about it, seeing her so confident in these things that have been reinforced to me so many times, and then seeing her tutor the students in it and seeing it work really well for them, I think has just really given me faith in the process, and has really made me be able to just like almost trust my eyes and what I'm seeing and just try not to overthink it and just try to say, okay, here's what I've seen today, here's what I think that is, and here's what I'm going to do about it, rather than kind of trying to put my own spin on it, trying to overthink it, trying to be like, well, yeah, but maybe that, maybe I'm going to be, well, no, like, this is what I've seen. It does seem strange and interesting and curious, but it also does make a lot of sense, or it makes some sense. So I feel good about that. It definitely makes sense to me that she can't flow for very long before needing to change things, because even though this is the problem I've had before, even though she's grazing, she's changing things all the time. She's always unpredictable. Like, she's moving her head over here, then it's over here, then she's turning around, then she's here, then she's there. Like, it never feels like I can flow with her. Like, for Lawrence, I could flow for hours with him just grazing, and he felt very predictable and very comfortable, and like almost too comfortable. Like, there was this level of sort of like good freeze in it where he was just like self-focus, just seemed very happy and relaxed. Whereas with Mia, it doesn't feel like that. She always just feels like she's like this, and then it's this, and then like there's always that bit of concern. So that does make sense to me, because ultimately all I'm doing at the moment is mirroring her, is trying to show her that I understand her by being like her, to show her that I'm listening, that I can make good decisions because I'm making the decisions that she's making before she even makes them. And so I think it's like a good window into who she really is. And I do think it makes sense that, I'm walking, and then there's a moment where things are feeling better, and then it's like walking. And I think that is kind of what it's like for her. She only has these few moments where she's not thinking about the grass and being concerned about things generally. So that's good. I do feel like I'm having a better understanding, and I feel like I have a good plan, and I feel like I'm confident in my actions, which is nice. Lawrence is itchy. He's very itchy. I think I'm going to restart him on, I find echinacea works really well for him, for his immune system. I'm also going to restart him on a probiotic that I had him on. I'm considering bathing him. I did the sulfur, but I only did it for, I think, 3 or 4 days. I didn't do it for the full week, which was my fault. Maybe I was just kind of lazy with it. But I just noticed it was building up so quickly that I just felt like he couldn't possibly need more. But maybe I need to just go back again and do it every day for a week, and try him on these supplements. I just think he just feels like his immune system is low. There's not a lot out there. There's not a lot in the ground. He's got nice hay. He's got good hay, but, it's quite a sort of, not a bland diet, but like, I don't think he's getting much of the like usual wildflowers and herbs and thistles and things that he would get this time of year, because, the ground is really just dry. So I just kind of want to boost his immune system a little bit, help him to absorb everything that he's taking in. Yeah, so I'm going to try that, see if that helps. That usually tends to help him. He's also he gets this sometimes, he gets these like little scabs on his feet, like particularly on the white bits of his feet, which I think are a reaction to do with something in the grass and the sun. And so I put brushing boots on him. Overreach boots on him to protect those parts of his skin, but he's still developed underneath, which I think is partially because I was a couple of days late putting them on. I think it's also partly due to the fact that he is probably just, his immune system is just low, because that seems to happen to him when his immune system is low anyway. So I think he just needs a little bit of help. So I'm going to get those into him. But it was difficult to flow with him because he just really wanted me to scratch him, and I just feel like it's so difficult not to end up in concern with that. And And also I just really wanted, to be honest, I just really wanted today to fulfill my needs with him. I'm really tired. I feel really burnt out. I feel really just exhausted, and there's so many things that I want to do, and there's so many things coming up, and I have financial worries. I'm sure all of us have financial worries at the moment, and I am an absolute devil for wanting to, if I see an opportunity that I really want to do, and especially, you know, with the horses, I just really want to try and make it happen. And, you know, it's a luxury, but I find myself getting the most frustrated when I feel like I'm not going to be able to afford to do something I really want to do. And I definitely have that anxiety about sort of the coming few months. There's a few things on the table that I kind of want to be able to do. And I don't know, just don't really know if they're going to be possible. And the idea that I'm going to miss out because of money is just really frustrating for me. And I'm working a lot. My partner's moving in, and I have studying to do, and I'm just overwhelmed. And so I just really wanted to use Lawrence today as an opportunity to just breathe and be with him and just flow together. And it wasn't really possible. I was hoping that I could sort of like just rest next to him and he would rest with me, and we did for a little bit, but he couldn't do it for very long. And then I had to scratch him again, but it was okay. It went okay. I think I just didn't really feel that I had a lot to give him today. I gave him as much as I had, but I really wasn't looking to achieve anything with him today. I just really wanted to just be in his presence and feel better. And alongside that, I needed to give him some scratches, and that definitely made me feel like I need to do more to help him with that. I will bath him if I have to, but I'm just really resistant to it because I know in the winter he really needs the oils in his coat. He's already been bathed once this year. Obviously they live out here where I am, and he's much more comfortable without a rug on at all. And I find that the longer I can keep him unrugged, the better he seems to be over the winter. And I know that I can only really do that if he has those oils. So I just really don't want to strip them all out. I feel like it also sort of perpetuates the cycle because his skin gets really sensitive, then he's not got, you know, all those protective barriers. So yeah, so I just would like to try everything else first, really, before I go there. I will if I have to, but, you know, we'll see. But it's interesting because it might give me some jobs to do, you know. Maybe it's good to halter him and bring him up and do that stuff and try to give him a nice experience, and maybe that's good for him. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow I'm on another 12-hour shift, and then shifts I have later on in the week are sort of later shifts. I got some 1 till 9s and like 4 till midnight. So those aren't so bad for me because I've got the morning, you know, so I can come and be with the horses in the morning, and I find that much more relaxed. It suits me much better. I feel like I have more time, so looking forward to that for sure.